Team Fortress 2 has a bot problem.
Oh crap!
Now, what do I mean by this? You're probably wondering to yourself, what is Team Fortress 2? What do you mean by bots? And how do you have my IP address? All of these are good questions, and I'll be answering them in this video, minus the IP one because you don't need to know my methods. Team Fortress 2, often shortened to TF2, is an online multiplayer first-person shooter. TF2 has 9 distinct classes, each with their own role in the team. One class can go invisible and kill anybody in one hit, and another can heal people from short or long range, and one class can even just freaking blow themselves up to move them faster to an objective. TF2 basically invented the class-based shooter genre. TF2 came out in 2007 and received critical acclaim by critics and fans alike. It was sold as part of the infamous Orange Box bundle, which also included Half-Life 2 Episodes 1 and 2, as well as the new Portal. We'll talk about that at a later date. Now, this leads to our second question, the bots. A bot account is an account that has no human player behind the screen controlling the in-game character. This is different to just your plain old cheater who, instead of doing that, they just download software and run it while they're running their game, so they can still play the game, while also having it be much easier for them. Now, there is a class in the game called the Sniper class. This was just kind of a necessity, and people have been complaining about the Sniper class's balance for a couple of years now, mainly because of the bot invasion. Now, what happens is a bot account will join a game, choose the Sniper class, and then they will just kill everybody who gets into their line of sight. This causes a server to get abandoned because one team just kind of ceases to exist, and the other team doesn't have fun because there's no one to, go shoot bang to. Now, some types of bots, actually most types of bots, can be run on very few computer resources. One bot user and distributor was asked by a bigger YouTuber, much bigger than I am, named Tufty, about how exactly did the bots work, how much resources did they cost, things like that. He said that the bots can run on as little as 700 megabytes of RAM. That is less than 1 gigabyte, and considering that most computers come with 8 to 16 gigabytes of RAM, one computer can easily run 10 to 15 bot accounts. Easily. This can shut down dozens of servers at a single time and can cause people to quit the game. Now, this bot problem can cause people to lose interest in the game, and if they lose interest in the game, they stop playing. Now, when they stop playing, then the game just kind of dies, fades out of it into obscurity, and with no new people joining, it just slowly loses its player base until there's no one left, which is a sad thing. Now, you might be wondering, what does the publishers, Valve, are doing about it? They're doing nothing. Absolutely nothing. They don't care about the game one bit. Now, what used to happen in the glory days of Team Fortress 2 is we would get a summer rebalance, a Halloween or summer update, Halloween event that was very fun, and a winter rebalancing. Now, this happened so much that it was kind of just expected for most years. Everything's. So, now, this has been slowing down, and by slowing down, I mean we haven't done any major content update in the past 5 years. That is about 1/3 of Team Fortress 2's existence. Now, the TF2 has basically accepted this fact. What will happen if you do join a populated official Valve matchmaking server is and a bot joins, is they will usually try and kick the bot before it causes too much havoc. Now, some people don't do this, but most people do. Now, cheating has always been a problem in video games, but a combination of no updates, a free-to-play game, an exploitable engine, and a faulty anti-cheat caused TF2 to be one of the biggest victims of cheating. Most of the time, the TF2 community has just accepted this, and they've taken refuge in community-made servers, which bot accounts cannot join because they're not in the matchmaking section of Team Fortress 2, as you can see on your screen right now. So, the combination of no updates, a free-to-play game, an exploitable engine, and a faulty anti-cheat causes TF2 to be one of the biggest victims of cheating. Now, these community servers that I just mentioned are run by, you guessed it, the community. Now, once this community stops being profitable for big YouTubers like a man named Uncle Dane, who runs some of the biggest community servers in Team Fortress 2, once they lose interest, then thousands of people lose interest with them because they're their main source of content. So this is obviously a problem, and this lack of updates is really hurting the game. Now, don't get me wrong, TF2 is still very fun. I encourage you to check it out. And if you do want to, you should go to the community tab section and search up a server called Uncletopia. But that doesn't stop the fact that Valve is just stopped caring about the game. Now, I've made some good friends in TF2 servers on like 1 a.m., but it's a lost cause at this point. Now, you may be wondering, what about the anti-cheat? That has to do something. Now, the Valve anti-cheat is basically one of those "Are you 18 or older?" signs on an adult website. VAC works by tagging suspicious activity and looking at it over a few days. And then, if they think the account is cheating, they'll ban it. Pretty simple. Now, this normally works against single players who aren't in an organized group. But if there are dozens of new accounts being created every second, then VAC can't really keep up, as it takes 2 to 3 days to ban a hacking account. So the main problem with this botting crisis, besides just the bots themselves, is Valve doesn't care anymore. And you think they would, because their other big game, Counter-Strike Global Offensive, is one of the most played games in the world. It constantly ranks within the top 5 on most played per day on Steam charts, and is generally very popular and is updated by Valve. You think they do this to Counter-Strike's goofier brother, but they just don't care about Team Fortress 2 anymore, and that's the biggest problem. They don't care. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.